Can you see the look on my face about this book? What up, everybody? It's your girl, Terri J from Bookmarked. I read books. Do you read books? If you don't read books, or if you read books, if you don't read books, you should read them. But either way, welcome to my channel and welcome to Bookmarked. This week's review, I am so excited to introduce this book to you, Passages of Hope by Terri J. Haynes. Can you see the look on my face about this book? There's so many things that I want to talk about, and it's so hard because I'm trying not to do spoilers here. So, first I'm just gonna do that. Sorry. Okay. So I came across this book because I went to the Black Book Matters Festival 2025 in National Harbor a couple of weeks ago. And the festival was the first time I've gone. It's not the first Black Books Matter festival, but it's the first one that I've gone. It was hosted by the Mahogany Bookstore in National Harbor. And I've got to say, it was such a beautiful day. Beautiful day. The weather was amazing. It was good vibes and everything. Check out my video on this channel and on the DigiKast travel channel. The link and everything will be in the description. So actually, just to give a slight background, this festival had a few authors there, and there was one main author who was there who was doing book signings, and the line was super long. I've never read any of that author's books, but I was curious. However, I wanted to walk around to the different vendors because there were so many independent authors and their tables set up for us to conversate with the author. You know, we had a chance to meet them, talk to them, and purchase their books if they had them available and get an autograph book copy or what have you. So I'm walking around and you all know, like, if you don't know, then you know. If you don't, it's fine. I'm going to tell you. So my favorite genres are definitely historical fiction. I have been on a historical fiction kick like all year. And I love memoirs, biographies. I love my thrillers, my suspense, my MDKs. I love it. I just love it. And I was looking for my MDKs and I didn't see any. But I did come across a historical fiction author, Miss Haynes. And let me tell you, when I saw her table and I saw her display and what her genre was, I was so excited. And she was so exciting to meet. And I read the synopsis of a few of the books that she had available, and Passages of Hope and another book that she had really like stood out to me. So I purchased Passages of Hope because that was what was available. And I read this book in, like, I say this all the time, in 3 days. And when I love a book and I really enjoy it, I can read it super fast. And I think 3 days, if it's a 300-page book or so, 3 days is about my speed here. Oh my gosh. What can I say? Like, this book, I'm getting, like, literally, I'm getting chills, like, right now, just trying to explain how I felt while reading this novel. Okay, so the book takes place, the main character, we have two main characters, so I'll talk about one first. We have Gracie, who is from Richmond. She's a little bit younger. She's not quite, she's not quite 30 yet. And she just inherited her grandmother's row home in Philadelphia. And she was actually raised by her gran, who she calls her gran. She was actually raised by her gran, and she inherited this house. And Gracie is a knitter. And so she's got her own thing going on. She wants to open up her own shop and, do classes and things of that nature inside of the home. And she's got this uncle, his name is Rand, who I definitely did not like, who is Gran's son, right? And Rand has a daughter. Her name is Ada. And obviously, Gracie and Ada are cousins. And so the book really follows this part, Gracie and just her story about that, about the present day in this home. So what actually happens, and this is not a spoiler, what happens is that she wants to build a counter in like this little area of the home, so that she could have like her space with her shop and everything. So she's got the contractors, she's got the people out there, and they're banging on the wall. And this is so funny because Miss Haynes, when I was talking to her, she was like really like what I just did, like she's really explaining this to me, and I was like, this sounds so good. And she was so energetic with it. It was so great. And I completely understand why. So they're like banging on the wall or whatever, and there's like this soft spot or something. So there's like this hole. And the contractor guy, he's like, Miss Gracie, you might want to take a look at this and see what's going on. So, there's something in there. So it discovers like there's this like room. She's like, oh, that's the root cellar. And they're like, no, there's something else. So she takes a flashlight and she's like, okay, so let me go look and see what's going on in my house. Guy's like, you probably shouldn't do that. She's like, no, I'm gonna go. So she goes and she discovers like the secret room behind the root cellar. Okay. And so this room actually ends up being a hiding spot because this house was part of the Underground Railroad. Oh my God. And so like how cool would that be to like have a house, like inherit a house, and you never even knew that it was part of like the Underground Railroad or even like some historical thing in history. So she discovers all that, and so she goes through all the motions, to get all of that under wraps. So then after that chapter, right? And I wasn't really expecting that, like I kind of knew, but I wasn't expecting this. And that's fine. This is not a spoiler whatsoever. So we go to the next chapter and we meet Olivia, and the emotion and awesomeness I felt when I saw like chapter 2 or whatever, Olivia, Philadelphia in 1855. I was like, we have a flashback. I love flashbacks. I love this. This was so cool. Like I was so motivated to finish the book like right then and there because we have a present day and we have 1855, and it's like, and then like, of course just shot out, right? Because I was like, I kept saying November 5th, 1855, but I really kept like doing the whole Back to the Future script in my head and out loud. My husband Rob was like, what? Oh, okay. Because I did, anyways. So it was so awesome. Okay, so Olivia is in, it's the same house. It's the same, house. This neighborhood is called Bella Vista neighborhood. And Olivia is a conductor on the Underground Railroad. So she's actually helping, runaway, that a conductor, helping runaway slaves and hiding people in, using that secret room to hide runaways to help them escape to the north, so that, they can be free. Okay. So we have present day and then we have 1855. And the whole time I'm like, oh my gosh, like they could be like, this is probably her family. This is like her ancestry, her family, and all this stuff. So then we have, Gracie's like researching and figuring things out and trying to make this like a historical home, things like that. Meanwhile, she's running her class, her yarn class. So there's a bunch of things that are happening here. And then there's like a love story in there. And I I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I give this book a 5. Like I loved it. So let me talk a little bit about the writing itself. I get so hesitant when I start a book that I don't know, that I'm not familiar with the author, because I'm very particular in what I like as far as staying focused on the book. Rob calls it, what is he calls it, like I'm reading with my eyes or something, or with my brain or something like that. I don't know. Basically, I'm like reading it, but I'm not taking it in. And when I have a book that's like that, I put it down. Like I have to put it down. I'm not going anywhere with it. It's like not there. But when I have a book in my hand, or my Kindle or whatever in my hand, and I'm reading it, And if I can visualize the first 3 sentences, if I can see the scene that the author wants us to see, in our own eyes, obviously we're not going to see the exact same thing that they see when they write. But if I can see what they are visualizing as they write, boom, like right there, that's what it is. And that is what this did for me. Now, I did thumb through it while I was at the festival because I didn't want to just buy a book, all willy-nilly. I mean, I will, to support. I love supporting people. I love supporting people who are on the uprise or people who need support and things like that. I absolutely love it. And which is also why I wasn't big on like waiting in this long line to get this author's signature and meet this big author. She's doing fine. I want to talk to the people who I can talk to and connect, right? And I'm so glad I did that because I've met a lot of awesome people, a lot of wonderful writers. So anyway, while I was reading this book, I was inside of these pages. Okay. There were some times where it did get a little political. And, I've said this before, me and politics, we kind of just don't mix. That's why I don't like to really read like books about law and things like that, because I get like bored with it because it's like, okay. But, everything else was amazing. I don't think there was a single solitary thing about the writing in this book or the plot line that I absolutely did not like, other than Uncle Rand. There's a scene. There's a scene where I wanted to dive in and just be like, sticking up for Gracie, because it is like, you don't talk to your niece like that. Like, what are you doing? Like, you should not be speaking to her this way. Like, how dare you in your own mother's home? Like, have some respect. I just wanted to help the girl out, But when her cousin came, her cousin did help her out and stuff like that. She did try to make peace. Anyway, so that's probably the only thing that I can say. And I honestly I feel like, now I didn't write the book, obviously. Shout out to Ms. Haynes. But I feel like the character was written that way on purpose. So honestly, I would have maybe liked to see just a little bit more when it comes to the relationship with Gracie and Uncle Rand. But that's not what the focus of the book was about. So it's completely fine. And I will say that, my auntie, which is my grandmother's sister, she raised me. And auntie, she crocheted. Wasn't a knitter. She crocheted and she taught me how to crochet. She taught me everything there is to know about my family's history. We don't have like Underground Railroad roots. I like to say maybe we do because, my family's from that side of my family's from Canada. So, and Boston. So I kind of like to think maybe, you never know. But yeah, so, she told me about our family's history. We talked about a lot of things. Like, she was always there for me. When I got my first job working at an amusement park, she actually got a job working at the same amusement park so that we could help, so she could help me with the commute and ride in together. She was retired. She's like, why not? I love my auntie, and she has passed, and that hurt me deeply. And so I felt Gracie's pain. Every time she spoke about her grand, she cried or wanted to cry, or there was some sort of emotion there. I'm telling you, that pulled at my heartstrings. Not that we have the same relationship or we have, it's the same situation or anything like that. It just really pulled at my heartstrings. And I didn't cry, but it pulled, like it hurt, right? I'm a nostalgic person, and it pulled at it. And Olivia, so in 1855, Olivia is strong. She is strong. She has the attitude of, or the mindset of, I would rather sacrifice my own life and help every single runaway slave that has come, that needs help, than let them die. And there was a scene where, a bad thing happened, and it happened. It happened, and you could really feel Olivia's emotion and her husband. She's married. She has a husband. His name is Douglas. He's a doctor. And you could feel their pain. I felt bad, so bad for what was happening. But anyway, so yeah, so then we have Mrs. Johnson. Okay, so Mrs. Johnson is an antagonist of 1855. She's the bad person of the book, and the the way she's written, it's like, you snooty, snobby, like something is going on with you. Okay, something's going on. Don't trust her. But Miss Olivia, let me tell you, she knew. So yeah, so just brilliance, like brilliance. I love it. Shout out. I am so excited to read more from Ms. Haynes. I can't wait to go to more events where I can possibly meet her again and talk to her. Um, she could possibly be like my new favorite historical fiction writer. Like, this is amazing. I love discoveries and I love having my mind blown, when I finish a book. Like, at the end, I didn't expect what happened at the end. The way that the stories, because obviously the two time periods are going to have to come together at some point, right? Because like otherwise, what's the point? So the way that the present and 1855 come together, it was like a twist-ish. I really wasn't expecting what to happen. And it was beautiful. It was so beautiful how it just came together. This is like high praise I'm giving now. I am just a reviewer, a YouTube reviewer, but I am a person who loves to read, and I love the feeling that I get when I read and when something really makes me happy. And this is it. Like, I am not overblowing it here. Like, I am super excited about this book and this author. So let me tell you something else. Okay, I am in the DMV area. For those who don't know, it's DC, Maryland, Virginia. I'm from Virginia, and I live in the area. We travel in the area. We do all kinds of things. I love being on the East Coast, and I love being on the coastline. I love history. So there are actually a few things that were in this book that were, this is historical fiction here, that stand true. Like two of the characters in this book, I learned from reading the author's notes that they are actually true people. There is a museum right in Delaware for that evil Mrs. Johnson, and I still want to go. I want to go. Like, I want to go. I was telling my husband the other day, I was like, when I finished this book, I couldn't stop talking about it. We are in the middle of the hub. Being in DMV, we are in the middle of so many historical things, right? Maryland, we got the Underground Railroad ties, Harriet Tubman. We've got Philadelphia, which is, a whole lot going on there. We've got Virginia, Delaware, New York, DC. We're right in the middle of it. And I just love being here and reading and learning the things that I've been learning and just getting more input and being able to say, we're an hour and a half away from this location. Let's go. We're a 2-hour drive from here. Let's go. This is happening. Let's go. I love museums. I love learning things, and I love being where I am. And I never want to leave this area if I don't have to. So with that being said, if you know anybody who could benefit from this video, or if you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and share the link. Tell somebody, spread the word. Help me out. I'm just getting started over here by myself on Bookmarked, and I love it. I 100% love doing this. I enjoy reading. I enjoy making this content. I couldn't do this without my awesome Rob, my Wonderwall. I love him so much. We do things together. Someone once told us we're the dynamic duo. We just work. We work, and we're happy to do these things. We enjoy them. We love helping people, and we love sharing our thoughts. And, you know, if you know of any other independent author or any book in general that you think that I would enjoy, or, you know, any genre, please let me know. Leave me something in the comments. You know, hey, check this book out. I think you would really like it. You know, I would love to check it out. I've gotten so many recommendations, not necessarily in the comments here, but people that I know, coworkers and things like that. I'm very excited. I have a long list of things I want to read. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch my review. I did not spoil anything. I hope that you can check this book out. This book was amazing. You can find me obviously here on YouTube, BookMarkedSJ. You can find me on Instagram at BookMarkedSJ. I am on Blue Sky as Sherry's Joy. Of course, I'm part of the DigiKast, so you can find the DigiKast on Facebook, Spotify, YouTube as the DigiKast, and Instagram as the DigiKast. Once again, thank you so much for all of your support. Love the world.